Welcome, all you Rosecraft blade lovers from around the world to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the Tiger Pit. Rosecraft blades. Yes, this is a knife that recently just came out. You have probably seen it because everybody gets them about a week in advance before the release. So they show them, and so you get an idea of what you're getting, and then bam, they're released. Well, I'm not a shill for Andy Armstrong. I do not get knives for free. I'm sure I could ask him, and he would be more than happy to send me some. But I just buy the ones that I like, and so then I review them. Well, this is the Cumberland Batch River Coke Bottle RCT 026 TWB. No, there's no Cumberbatch in there. Referring to the actor. It is the Cumberland River Coke bottle. TWB stands for Torched White Bone. What else could it stand for? Anyways, I digress. Let's check this out. Not very many manufacturers are making full-size or larger Coke bottles anymore. That's one of the reasons why I was very excited about this one. And when I mean full size, this is 4 inches closed. It is not 4 1/4, 4 1/8, but it is 4 inches closed. I'm a huge Coke bottle fan, and this is the toasted white bone. Kind of looks like a toasted marshmallow. I think it almost looks like a bottle of Coca-Cola because you got the browns in there. Now I'm sure the white here and the white here, but it kind of looks like a bottle of Coke. They do have these in brown micarta. I'm a huge brown micarta fan. I was really torn between getting this and the brown micarta. I could just get both. I might have to wait for their second sales to pick up a brown micarta one. Whereas I do love brown micarta. I'm not a huge fan of Rosecraft's micarta. I have my reasons. It is, though, very nice, well made, and durable. Now, taking a look at this awesome 4 inches closed Coke bottle. Before I get into it, let's pull out the blade so I don't hesitate. It comes with an awesome clip point blade. Half stops, by the way, is flushed in the closed position. It is pretty much flush in the half stop position. I can feel a little, but I mean, coming from a guy who doesn't mind it sticking up like case knives and other slip joints like Rough Rider, it doesn't really bother me, but perfectly flush in the open position. So look at that. Look at the transition from the blade to the backspring. Absolutely perfect and smooth. You do have a single threading to the front bolster I'm going to talk to you about in a little bit here. You do have a rounded end cap, which is different than their other Coke bottle, the Cane Creek, which was one of my absolute favorites. You do have this beautiful clip point blade with some swedging there at the top. You can see that. I love the belly to this blade. It looks phenomenal. Now it comes in D2 steel like all their traditionals. Trying to get the blade guide there. You can see Andy Armstrong's Maker's Mark, D2 steel, the model number, and the Chinese sticker there, indicating it was made in China. A satin grind, satin finish. These bolsters are relatively, you can see a little brush there, so it is satin, but they're a higher polish than the older ones, I definitely. Pins are perfect transitions. Now, to me, these pins look brass, but they're not. I'm told they are nickel silver. Chinese nickel silver sometimes can look brass, but these bolsters don't. So I don't know what to say. I just take, if they say they're nickel silver, they're nickel silver. The beautiful spade shield here, which is pretty much perfectly flush. Don't want to nitpick about it. I thought it was interesting that they did a single thread to the front bolster and not one to the rear. I thought that would really set it off and look classy. But when I notice, look at how they cut out the threading there. Look at how it's like and nobody went in there and smoothed it out. Now, when you're looking at it from here, you can't really tell that much unless you really get the reflection of the light. But a lot of people say how well they do their threading to their bolsters, and I've noticed this on a few of the more recent ones. That it's like they're not going in there and polishing it out, and well, maybe that's not their job. Maybe they're just supposed to polish and shine up and make the outside look nice. But you come around to the show side here, and it's not as it's still there, but it's a little bit smoothed out. It's not as noticeable. Like you look at that, and it looks just fine. Now, I'm not nitpicking the heck out of it, saying that that's a flaw or anything, but I don't know. Let's look at this beauty, this Cane Creek. Absolutely love this Coke bottle. Love the blade shape. I guess you would consider this more like the mini Coke bottle. It's 3.5 inches closed, whereas this is 4 inches closed. Now, the Cane Creek does have a coffin, or they kind of call it a coffin tip there. See how it transitions. It's not just rounded. They have the RCT there. They do not have threading there. That's really cool and classy. But looking at, I guess it is, I guess the threading is just like that. I want to find an old Rosecraft. There we go. Smooth threading. You can see how smoothed out that is in there. Completely smooth. No chatter marks. And this isn't, the Nolichucky isn't even really an old one, but it is older than these. And I also have the Cane Creek in this awesome red, orange, red, and black G10, and that threading also looks much better. But I did notice with this Cane Creek, these inner edges were a little sharp. I had mentioned that in some of my reviews, and they have since completely remedied that. This beautiful wood one is nice and chamfered off in there. Now, you would think you don't feel it, but when you hold it in hand, you can actually feel the sharp edge there. And this is nice and chamfered off. You do have the the stop pin in there to keep it from getting blade wrap. Really nice half stop into a really nice closed, completely centered blade. Like I said, 0 gaps. I want to get a pull on this. Probably a 6 into a 6.5. So there's some awesome Coke bottles for you. You got the 4 inches closed. And kudos, Andy, for coming out with another Coke bottle pattern. Absolutely love the Coke bottle. They're just not, Case doesn't make them anymore. They make the small swell center jack. I mean, this is a Coke bottle, but this is like 3 inches closed. You do get a pen and a little clip, and it's a good pocketable. To me, a 5th pocket carry, maybe bigger for some people who have smaller hands. But the small swell center, that's all they have. Case used to make a full-size Coke bottle, like 5 inches closed. I think Marbles, you may be able to find a Marbles one. It's just a pattern that is very awesome. It feels really nice in the hand, and you just don't see them that much anymore. I can get a full 4-finger grip on it. I really love the shape of it. This toasted white bone is absolutely exquisite. It's got a nice shine on it. See if I can get the shine in there. There you go. See the detail in the bone and how they toasted it. This is the first toasted white bone I've seen from Rosecraft blades. I do have a white bone Little River Bend Skinner, one of the first knives I got from them. Now, I want to do a quick little comparison Boy, that's some nice looking Coke bottles there. I do prefer Andy's clip point. Just really cool. I love the belly to him. I love the look of him. I like his swedging. He does such a fantastic job. By the way, the Rosecraft is stamped in the front tang and laser engraved on the rear. I did want to do a comparison to the Nolachecki. I thought they were about the same size, but they are not. Nolachecki is a little bit larger and has a long pull instead of a nail nick. Completely two different knives, but both larger. Ooh, they are really close. I think I have a measuring tape around here somewhere. They are. That's 4 inches closed and 4 inches closed. So they are essentially the same length of knife. Now, the Nolachecki Jack was a fan favorite. It was one of the best sellers when it first came out. A lot of people liked it. I liked the pictures of it, but when I got it in hand, I found I didn't carry it as much. Why? I'm not the biggest spear point fan. They are fantastic blade shapes. This one definitely cants down a bit. Some beautiful swedging. I love the long pull. A very good, useful, durable knife. It is almost Barlow-esque, but it doesn't have an elongated bolster. I just found I didn't carry it as much. And this, to me, is a home run. Whereas a larger knife like that, I love the Coke bottle shape. I love the clip point. And, well, quite honestly, that Space Shield looks much better than the Rosebud shield. That's not a bad looking shield. It's almost like a federal shield. But there you go. So at the time, these are, what are they, $59.99, $60. What a fantastic deal. If you can get discounts, all the more. I know Big Red EDC has 10% off at TPK, and Davo from El Paso has a discount code there. You can get 10% off. Tim's School of Fish has discount codes. You can get them directly from Rosecraft Blades. So yeah, 10% off would be like $6, so you'd be getting it for $54. You might have to pay some shipping. They generally don't do free shipping with discount codes, but if you spend more than $100, like you buy 2 different knives, you will get free shipping. Fantastic job, Andy. I think this is a winner for sure. I am very glad I got it. I love the Western vibe to it. I love everything about this knife. I do kind of think that the coffin rear bolster does give it a little bit different class. But, I mean, I'm glad you did them different. I'm glad you just didn't make a larger Cane Creek. Because whereas this is a great knife, if you did an exact duplicate, it would just be a ½ inch longer. This is 4 inches closed, 3.5 inches closed. I love both sizes. I'm glad you didn't go with 4 1/4. Might have been too big, too heavy in the pocket. I think this is a fantastic size. It's right in that sweet spot. 3 1/4 is also another one. But 2 beautiful looking Coke bottles here. I guess I could just go on and on and on, but I'm not. Thank you so much for joining me in the Tiger Pit for this Rosecraft blade. Cumberland River? Yes. Creek River, Cumberland River Coke bottle, RCT 026. I'm definitely going to pick up a second in my Carta if there are any. You generally have more cosmetic defects in bone and less in micarta, but you never know. I may get lucky. Rosecraft Blade does do second sales like twice a year. Maybe at the beginning of next year, I'll get lucky and they'll have these for $30, $35. It'd be a complete deal. You all stay sharp. be kind, and take chances.